Mindful Martha here. I am so glad that you are joining me today. Thank you for spending this time with me. Today's topic is going to be mindfulness. I wanted to explain to you a little bit more about what mindfulness is and the wonderful benefits of mindfulness, especially right now during a challenging time in our nation and world. I really believe that the tools we're going to learn today and techniques are going to help you tremendously. So let's get started. So what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is focusing on the present moment, the what is right now, not worrying about the past, not being concerned about what's going to happen in the future. It's embracing what we have in front of us right now. Now, sometimes that in itself can be difficult depending on the situation we're in, right? But mindfulness gives you the opportunity to separate yourself from perhaps any stresses or chaos that are going on in your life. So it's you making a conscious decision that you are going to break away from whatever that is happening, whether it is a stressful situation or not. It doesn't matter. It's just taking the time to go to a different room or a different area in your home or a different type of space that allows you to only focus on this very moment. And so how do we do that? So we decide on what that sacred space is going to look like for us. We take a few minutes to go to that space and begin to think about this very moment and how all is what it is, but where you're at this moment is a peaceful place in your mind and a peaceful place in your heart and soul. And so when you're in this mindfulness moment, you're allowing yourself to either close your eyes or visualize a place that makes you feel comfort or happiness. And this is where we do different types of techniques, breathing techniques, visualization. You can even have music playing. So we're going to talk a little bit more about those techniques and different tools you can use a little later towards the end of the video. But I wanted to explain to you a little bit about what mindfulness is. In addition to that, you don't always have to practice mindfulness in a separate or sacred space. Mindfulness can be practiced when you're sitting down and you're meeting with someone. You're, at a party, believe it or not, when you're in your car, when you're in a movie theater. Mindfulness can be practiced anywhere because what mindfulness is being in the present moment, focusing on now and not worrying about anything that's happened in the past or thinking about what's going to happen tomorrow or next year. The importance of mindfulness is allowing ourselves to not be anxious about things. We are living in a world right now where there are so many stressors, right? Not just because of our current situation, but this is something that has existed for centuries. We all deal with stress, and all of us deal with it in different ways. Mindfulness is encouraging us to deal with stress in a way where it's not so cumbersome that it's affecting yourself holistically. What do I mean by holistic? Is how it affects you mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. When your stressors are affecting you as a whole person, you and I know very well what those things can do, right? Some of us may get sick from it. Some of us may lose sleep over it. Some of us can't concentrate and really focus on what's important. And that's when we cause injury for ourselves or cause ourselves to become very ill. That is what we're trying to refrain from. We want to find ways where we can live a happy and healthy life holistically. Well, realistically, are we going to be happy every day? No. There are going to be things that happen that may make us angry or sad, or the list goes on of our emotions and feelings, right? But the goal is to try to be as happy as we can each day, right? Because once again, as I stated before, to live a life where you're constantly anxious or stressed or angry or sad, it's not truly a fulfilling life because it doesn't allow you to live life to its fullest and to enjoy the beauty that life has to offer. Because our lives are a gift and it is a very special thing. And so that's why mindfulness is so important. It gives us that opportunity to embrace everything in our lives. Nature, the people we love around us, our co-workers, family, even the materialistic things you have, you'll see them in a different way as we build that ladder of mindfulness and gratitude for all those things. So let's think about it. Don't you give yourself vitamins, or you think about healthy eating, right? Salads and fruits and vegetables. So we're always thinking about how we're going to feed our bodies. We forget sometimes how we're going to feed every other part of our body. As I stated before, that holistic approach. How do you feed your mind, your heart, your soul? And then when we talk about spirituality, it doesn't necessarily mean religion. It means hope, believing in yourself, right? Wanting to do better, to grow your spirit and rise your spirit for yourself so you can feel good, so you can be happy, so you can be in a good place. And so mindfulness allows us to bring all those things together. Isn't that exciting? And you know what? It doesn't cost you a thing. It's the biggest gift that you can give yourself and the people around you. Because guess what? When you're happy, everyone starts to become happy because it's contagious. And it's important to be surrounded by people who are like that and are thinking in a positive way, because that's just going to continue to lift you up, right? And then there is no room for growth of sadness and anger and illnesses that can manifest in our bodies, right? And so another thing I want to talk to you about is the importance of mindfulness for people of all ages. Now, we need to be mindful of children, toddlers, right? Elementary school age children, secondary education age students, such as teenagers. All their brains are being developed in different ways. As a matter of fact, did you know that your brain is not fully developed until you are 25 years old? That's amazing, right? And so when we think about children and teenagers, all the way up to the elderly, which can be your parents or grandparents or great-grandparents, our brains function in many different ways. And our experiences allow us to make decisions in our life, right? So a toddler compared to a teenager is going to make very different decisions opposed to a teenager and an adult that may be in their 30s or 40s, right? And so when we think about mindfulness, it's so important to include them in it, but also to remember that the tools and experiences they're going to bring are going to be very different than yours. So patience is key, because for children and teenagers, right now they're thinking in a very different way than we are. We may be handling things this way, they're handling it that way. And so that patience is key, and that mindfulness of how they're doing and that check and connect is so very important and vital right now. The other thing I wanted to share with you is that mindfulness could be looked at as such a blessing in your life if you allow it to be. As I stated before, we are going through some difficult times right now in our nation and our world, and many of us right now are home, either whether it's voluntary or because we need to be. And so why not make the most of this time with yourself and or your family and pets, right? Come together to take time to celebrate each other, to take time to live in the moment and build new memories if you can. And being mindful is part of all of that, because you're living in the present. For us to sit here, stand here and think about every little thing that may happen a week from now or a month from now or a year from now, it's worrying about something that hasn't even happened yet, right? How about turning that around and thinking of the positive and sending that positive energy and vibes to the universe who needs it so much right now, and trying to turn that into good things? I know that that's a difficult way of thinking right now, but that's where neuroplasticity comes into place. So neuroplasticity is rewiring your thoughts, thinking in a completely different way that is going to help you and help the people around you, and it's going to be incredibly beneficial. So we all have our patterns, and we all have our routines and things that we're so used to and accustomed to, right? And sometimes those things can be our worst enemy, because we may say, that's the way I am, I'm never going to change, I've always been this way. But guess what? You can. You can teach your brain to think differently, and that's where mindfulness comes in, because by you being a mindful individual and living in the present moment and taking good care of yourself holistically, those benefits are going to start transferring into your mind to always want to be that way, even when you're not even thinking about it. And then you approach situations at ease and more smoothly. So I'm going to end by speaking to you about some tools that you can have and techniques that you can use on a daily basis. So maybe you want to visualize what tools are to you. Most people, when they think of tools, they think of a toolbox, right? Or maybe a tool belt with little pockets in it. Well, maybe you can think of a tool necklace or a tool bracelet, right? And so when you're in need of it, you can easily grasp them, right? Whatever works for you, that's all that matters. You need to do what you're most comfortable with. And so what we're going to be doing in Mindful Martha is I'm going to continue to create videos showing you different tools that you can use and put into your toolbox or tool belt or tool necklace or tool bracelet or whatever you decide to create to put your tools in. And so I invite you to keep coming back, learning about these tools that are going to help you, and techniques that are going to help you become more mindful and feel better as each day goes on and as we move forward. This is the biggest gift that you can give yourself and the people around you. And the best part is that it's free. And right now, we need this more than ever. So I'm going to begin by showing you some breathing techniques. A lot of individuals don't realize the power of breathing. We take it for granted, not on purpose, because we breathe every day and it's involuntary. But once you learn how to use different breathing techniques, it's not going to just help calm you and make you feel better. It's going to become a routine for you. It's just going to happen so naturally because you're rewiring your brain that now you're going to start breathing this way all the time. So I want you to take a moment and just feel your heart. Is it beating quickly? Is it beating slowly? And this is almost like a check and connect for yourself. And then we're going to do some breathing, and then I want you to check it again and then see how you feel after that. So one of the breathing techniques that you can do, and as time goes on, you're going to be able to build yourself to do this for longer, is to count to 3. So what you do is you're going to breathe in, counting to 3, and then you're going to release, counting to 3 again. You can do forward, you can do backwards, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Okay, so let's get started. Start with a smile. Smiles are contagious, and believe it or not, when you smile, you're already sending a message to your brain that you're feeling good. And you use less muscles when you smile anyway. Okay, so now let's get started. Again. So as you see, I'm breathing in 3 and releasing 3. Let's try again. Excellent. If you practice this several times a day, right away you're sending more oxygen to your brain. You're telling your body, we're in an easier state of mind. We're going to have a great day. Include affirmations with that. Remind yourself you're amazing. Remind yourself that you're a unique individual, that you love yourself, that you're special, that you've got this and you can do it, and that things are going to get better and will get better. As you continue to practice this, visualize, do those affirmations, stay in the present moment. I promise you, it's going to become so natural, you're not even going to remember how it was before that. So as I stated before, you're going to start with 3. When you're ready, challenge yourself and then count up to 5 and see how that goes. Remember, it's important that at the end of everything, you're able to breathe comfortably. And no means is this created to make you feel uncomfortable. So you need to stop and you need to know your limits and your comfort level. I want to thank you for taking the time to be with me today, to allow me to share the gift that I've been given of mindfulness with you. I hope that you share this gift with others, whether it is through talking to them about what you just experienced today, or sorting out other resources to help you feel better and do better, and allow yourself to put more tools inside your toolbox or belt or bracelet or necklace to help you feel better. I thank you once again. I look forward to you watching my next video soon. I send all of you much love and peace and serenity. And remember, you're incredible. You're loved and you're one of a kind. Please don't forget to spread the seeds of kindness and peace right now. We need it now more than ever. Big heart kisses to all of you. Thank you.